Good morning. This is Michael Hill at the National Weather Service in Jackson. Just want to give you guys a quick update of what we can expect for the rest of the day. So you can see that we have a decreasing threat over the area. You can see now this whole area, including the Jackson metro area along I-20 and points northward, is in a marginal risk of severe weather. So the good news from last night, we had all those storms that came through that brought us some damage and some heavy rain. Well, that rainfall has taken all the energy out of the atmosphere across the north, and the greatest threat has greatly the severe threat has greatly decreased across a large portion of the area. And the highest risk of severe weather still remains here in this moderate from Hattiesburg to Laurel, back across to McGee down to Brookhaven. That kind of area right through here is where we can expect those damaging winds and perhaps a tornado. But if you're anywhere between Natchez to Jackson up to Philadelphia to Columbus and points to the north and west, you're generally not going to see much of severe weather today. You will still see some rainfall. We can't rule out a strong storm or two, but if you're from Natchez to Jackson to Philadelphia to Columbus and points north and westward, I think your severe weather threat is done for today. You will still see some rainfall, but the severe weather threat has greatly diminished across a large portion of our forecast area. But if you're from Brookhaven to McGee to Meridian and points southward, that includes Laurel and Hattiesburg, you still will have a chance to see that severe weather. So look at the timing for now. We have a complex of storms moving into the area from 9 to noon across the central portions, south central portions of the forecast area, and then over to the eastern parts of the area, 10 a.m. to 2. But right now, we're kind of in the peak, or we're starting to see the peak of the storms affect this area right now. If your points across from Natchez up to Greenville and points westward, I think your severe weather threat is done for today as well. So we still got the flooding rains ongoing. We can still see an additional 2 to 5 inches of rainfall, especially across the northwest portions of the forecast area, and that's going to be going through this afternoon. So we can still see 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. Some roads may be closed. We're going to have to watch our river flooding as well as we see what the rainfall will continue to do this afternoon. So I'm going to exit out here, and I'm just going to pull up the radar look for you guys just to give you guys an update on what's actually happening right now. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln County and Lawrence County that's going to push into Jefferson County, Jefferson Davis County, Clip Covington County. So if you're in Marion, Lamar, Forest, Jones, Covington, Jefferson, Davis, this line of storms will push into the area within the next hour or two. Okay, so this has a history of producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. So you see these boxes that are outlined in black. That is for devastating winds, devastating winds. So that's a little bit higher up than your normal severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're looking at us from Lincoln to Lawrence, Jefferson Davis, Covington, Jones, across to Wayne, Perry, Forest, Lamar, Marion, Walthall, you're going to see the brunt of this storm, these line of storms here. You can expect to see damaging winds. You can expect to have down trees, lots of power outages. So this area right through here, again, that is from Laurel, Hattiesburg, Purvis, Lumberton, Columbia, Prentice, Collins, Monticello, Brookhaven. You're going to start seeing these storms push through the area in the next 30 minutes to an hour, up to maybe 2 hours from now. So this is the main line of storms. We're going to see those damaging winds, and that threat of the threat for severe weather is highest here. Okay. Now we pull back and look at the rest of the area. Again, nothing severe here. You see all these green boxes. These are flash flood warnings. So that is indicative of heavy rainfall. So this rainfall right here is more moderate to light to moderate rainfall. No thunderstorms really to speak of, just very steady rainfall. And that's why we're going to continue to see that flood threat across the area, okay? So that's what we have for this afternoon. And the good news is that the storms, once this moves through, that means that's the end of the severe weather threat. Again, so if you're from, just to recap, from Laurel to Collins, Monticello, Brookhaven, down to Columbia, Purvis, uh, Hattiesburg, these areas will have to watch for this line of storms that has produced damaging winds. That means possible embedded tornadoes, a lot of straight line winds, trees coming down, and power outages. So this is the area of concern for us for our severe weather this morning and this afternoon. Again, the rest of the state looks to be fairly clear from severe weather. The good news from last night is that actually squelched our severe weather threat and pushed it to the south for most of the state. So I'm Michael Hill, and that's the update.